What up guys, welcome to another YouTube tutorial for the Making Beats for Fun series. This is just a quick run through of a tutorial I'll be doing using Reason 5 for the hip hop track I did on my previous video called Street Circa. I was using machine native instruments to do the track, so I'm going to be trying to recreate the beat in Reason. Giving you guys the RNS file as well. So this was just the instrumental being recreated in Reason. I've done my own mastering suite as well, which I'll be giving it to you guys as well. So pretty much we begin by creating a new file in Reason. If you don't have the mastering suite, you can create a new mastering suite and a mixer as well. So I've chosen the default mastering suite was the hip hop mastering suite, and the next we need to choose the tempo was 94 BPM. And again, it was just the 8-bar loop, so make sure you select the loop button over here as well. And what I've done in this section of Reason, I've done each drum hit on a selected redrum. Instead of doing the kick, drum, snare and hi-hats in one drum, I've done it on separate, just so we can have more control of the instrument. So I started with pretty much right click, create a redrum, and just below that I've added the equalizer as well, the M-class equalizer. And again, I'm using my own instruments that I've got from the internet, Producer's Choice or Loop Masters. This was a kick drum, 94 BPM tempo, and I've done the 64 steps. So when I press run on the redrum, we can select the different patterns for the kick. So I'll be giving you guys the RNS file with the kick, the snare and the hi-hats. Yeah, so it was 64 steps done on the first, 9th, 12th step. The dynamic range, either medium or soft, to toggle between the different steps. So this is now 17 to 32 steps. I've got my kick on 1, 4, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Again, different dynamic ranges. Moving on to 33 to 48 step. Again, I've got it on 1, 3, 9 and 12 step. Different dynamic ranges, either medium or soft. 49 to 64, 1, 4, 9, 11, 12 and 16th step. And just below that I've added an equalizer just to take up some of the low ends. Yeah, so that was the kick, and then you move on to the snare. So you right click, create a redrum computer, obviously load up your snare on this channel, and below that you have your equalizer again, so you have more control of the instrument. So for the snare, I had one snare and another snare roll next to that. So for the first snare was on the 5th and 13th step. It's a 16th step redrum, and my snare roll just on the 16th step. And below that I've added equalizer and the reverb as well. So together the kick and the snare, it's like a boom bap old school hip hop beat. Yeah, so again, moving on. So if this was your new Reason track, you right click again, create a redrum, just upload your hi-hat or snare or whatever you want to use on a different channel as well, so you have more control. So for instance, let me just bring up if I had a Reason kit loaded up. Okay, so if this was my Reason kit, I'm just looking for a hi-hat. Okay, so say for instance this was my hi-hat. If I press run on it, and I add a effect just below that, so on my track I've added a phaser. So right click and choose the phaser effect, and when I click run, the phaser will only be applied to the hi-hat. So for instance, if I had my kick or snare on the same channel, it will affect that as well. So that's why I did it each drum hit on a separate channel. So for my tutorial, I had my hi-hat just with a phaser running in the background, my snare, my kick. So we're just building up our track as we go along. Followed by adding a sample to it. I've added like a vinyl noise in the background as well. So this is just a sample I've got from one of my sample packs. It's a vinyl sound. And then again, as we're building our track, I've added a Dr. Octarex, just the bongo loop in the background as well. And I've just added some reverb and EQ to that as well. So what I'm doing is on each individual hit or instrument, I'm adding either reverb or equalizer just to take more control of it. And the last instrument was just my bass. Right click, choosing the subtractor, and it's a hyper bottom bass, and I've added a scream 4 to it just to give it a bit more oomph. So this is my subtractor, the bass sound. I can go to window and show on-screen piano keys. So you can play the instrumental, the instrument hit the bass either on your keyboard or you can draw it in with your mouse. So if you go to edit mode, and you can actually draw individual hits with the pencil tool. So this was my recreation of the hip hop track in Reason, done 94 BPM. It's a 8-bar loop. All you guys need to do is just add some of your own samples just to make the track a bit more finished. But yeah, as I said before, I'll be giving you guys the RNS file you can download. It's a kind of a boom bap essential starter for hip hop. I've done my own mastering as well, just above the Reason mastering suite. And on each channel I've added the equalizer so you can tweak each individual sound to your own needs. So I started right click redrum with my kick, done the pattern, added the equalizer, again right click, added my snares, again right click and added my equalizer and reverb, and the last sort of instrument was the hi-hats, which added a phaser to that just to give it a bit of a swing. And then it was the N19, just a vinyl sample in the background, a bongo loop as well with reverb and EQ, and then just a bass sound using the subtractor. So my original track was done in Native Instruments machine. And then I just tried to recreate it in Reason. And this is what it sounds like. So yeah, I'll just put the link up for the download of the RNS. You guys, I'll be giving you the samples to use, and you can make your own hip hop boom bap tracks. That's all for now. Take care, guys.